what the SEC might need to readdress is the play involving Isaiah Sategna and Ben Arbuckle's Jedi mind tricks. We'll discuss that coming up next. You're on Locked On Sooners.
You are Locked On Sooners, your daily podcast on the Oklahoma Sooners. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Once again, thanks for making Locked On Sooners your first listen every single day. Shout out to all the everydayers out there. Tune in and subscribe to the show wherever you get your podcasts. We're part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. Jay, Isaiah Sategna's play, where he scored the touchdown, has come under a lot of scrutiny, even from the moment that it happened. The broadcast was incessant about it. They could not stop talking about the play. It came up in postgame. It came up when the SEC released a statement talking about how it should have been ruled as a 15-yard misconduct penalty. And you're like, really? Bob Stoops mentioned on the radio broadcast that the Oklahoma Sooners had planned and practiced that play throughout the week.
Mm-hmm.
Listening to Gabe and Teddy on the Oklahoma Breakdown, they're not sure exactly what the SEC is talking about here. Toby Rowland, the radio play-by-play voice for the Oklahoma Sooners, released something on Twitter saying, per a report, the coaching staff went to the SEC officials before the game, outlined their plan, got approval for the plan, executed the plan. We could see on the All-22 tape that Isaiah Sategna never leaves the field. He goes over and he checks with the official, makes sure he's lined up properly, like wide receivers do on every play. Ran the play, executed, touchdown, Oklahoma. Sorry, Auburn fans. Can I get you a box of Kleenex?
I have a question, though. My curiosity is there a chance that we get a quote-unquote retraction from the SEC on this?
We should.
Will the SEC see that not only was this cleared like it was supposed to be, but that Oklahoma asked the permission like they were supposed to do it. Like here's what I didn't get with the gripe that most people were saying. And I said this, in a few places. If Isaiah Sategna had his back turned like the Johnny Manziel trick play they did with the Browns, in which in that situation they actually subbed in a quarterback. Just FYI, they subbed in a quarterback and Johnny just went and stood at the sideline. So there was a substitution that happened there. If Sategna, there was an actual substitution and Sategna wasn't lined up like this on the other side.
Yep.
Hugh Freeze even said it himself. I think the postgame presser, he said he saw it and he tried to run down and get a timeout, but he wasn't there, I guess, fast enough, or the refs didn't hear him, and he didn't get his timeout in. I get if Auburn fans have a gripe about that, but the play itself, he walked to the ref, pointed to him to make sure he was good, and got set.
Yep.
If you were talking about him turning and talking to the coaches with his back to John Mateer, I 100% agree that that's beyond deceptive. Because the question is, how exactly is he hiding in plain sight if he's literally lined up as wide receiver? What a lot of Auburn fans did not see in that play is this. Their players were jawing with ours.
Yeah.
Like they were going at Burks like crazy. They were just jawing. And it was a tempo play. So there was no huddle. Even though the statement says it was a huddle, there wasn't. It was second down. There was no huddle. They literally were getting up and trying to get tempo. John was trying to get people going. He got the line going. The line adjusted. The funny thing is how long it took for them to actually snap the ball. They were getting adjusted at the offensive line. People were moving around. And then John finally hiked it. And you can see, if you watch the television broadcast, you can see it's either, I think that's Durkin or Freeze, one of the two, freaking out, pointing all the way on the other side of the field. Get over there. Get over there. And then they run to the ref to try to call a timeout. We already hiked the ball.
Yeah.
So I get the complaint there.
Deion Burks is already celebrating.
Exactly. I get the complaint. I get why you would say that. But the thing is, it's the awareness, man. The ref said, and during the broadcast, Molly on the sideline said, she talked to the refs about it, the head ref, and they said that we counted 11 players on the field. And so we thought they were good. Especially because he was standing next to a ref and checked in.
Yeah.
If there was a sub, I would 100% agree with all Auburn fans. If we had subbed a player out and just stopped them right there, that's deceptive. Because they would have been given the same opportunity to make a substitution because it's a tempo play.
Right.
So they 100% have an argument. But outside of that, and I hate being long-winded on it, but it's just the thing that been irking me. because it's all people were saying. No, the deception was that coach didn't recognize the players were too busy yapping at each other, and that's how you get in people's heads.
Well, and listen, Ben Arbuckle set it up well. They ran a bubble with Sategna to that side of the field, to the Oklahoma side of the field, but on that they handed the ball off going to Auburn's side of the field. So like they were going the other way, getting the whole defense going, thinking that way on first down. But then on second down, they had everything set up the way that they wanted to. It was a chess move. Listen, this is chess, not checkers. And Ben Arbuckle played chess. And sometimes in chess, you're going to be a little bit deceptive. What is play action? Play action is deceptive. What is the read option game? The RPO game? All that stuff is quote unquote deceptive. You're looking to deceive your opponent. Yeah. I'm sorry that the broadcast made this out to be way more than what it was, but really what it came down to is Auburn wasn't paying attention defensively. That left cornerback was not paying attention to his side of the field. He was his alignment was so tight to the line of scrimmage, to the formation. Like, I don't know if he ever looked to see if there was another wide receiver over there.
Yeah.
You know, the Mike linebacker, the dude that's supposed to be responsible to make sure everybody's aligned, whoever your leading safety is, to make sure that the secondary is aligned properly. Nobody saw it. The only two that saw it were DJ Durkin and Hugh Freeze. And they freaked out appropriately, as they should have. Because
he's
super irritating. It's super irritating when your players don't know what's going on. And that happens. I mean, Oklahoma's been hit before with, misalignments and not seeing guys and things like that. It's just the way it goes. I understand Auburn's fans' frustration. I do. A lot went against them that day. But this is one of those plays that should have been a nothing burger. Completely should have just talked about how, oh man, they really caught Auburn sleeping there and then moved on. But the broadcast beat it into the ground, and then the SEC had to get out ahead of it with a statement. And to me, they threw their officials under the bus here.
They really did.
Like, because Oklahoma, if Toby Rowland's report is correct, and I have no reason to believe that it wouldn't be, the dude's got more access than just about anybody.
The refs
Oklahoma checking with the officials, that is right there the first check. And if they're good to go, then it's good to go in the game.
Yeah,
that'd be like,
that's the rules.
If the officials would have said no, you can't do it, then they wouldn't have done it. But the SEC officiating crew was like, yeah, you're fine, go for it.
Oh, that's what you're gonna do? Sure, yeah, that'll work.
Yeah,
you just don't sub anybody. If you sub someone, then that's gonna be considered deceptive. Oh, okay, cool. We'll make sure not to sub anybody.
So, anyway. Moving on, let's give out some game balls for the Oklahoma Sooners in their win over the Auburn Tigers. Coming up next here on Locked On Sooners.